with
Couple of
this
them.
the highway patrol one. That's one we're going to talk about. I had a lot of my friends talking to me about this one, and we've got this thing about splitting traffic. Motorcycles are allowed to split traffic in California, and this thing just went crazy.
Yeah.
And
So are there states that it's not legal to do this?
I could not tell you. I don't know, to be honest with
Well,
you.
apparently, according to a lot of the comments I saw, people were like, I can't believe you guys do that in California. I can't believe that California lets you. And one guy gets on and goes, yeah, you're probably the same person that thinks that we have too many laws and rules in California. Now you're sitting there saying, you can't believe we have one that you don't, we can do something you can't.
So I'm going to shock everybody right now, being the retired highway patrol officer. The motorcyclist is at fault. Okay. And that's my opinion. And we'll see what happens in the long run. But that's my opinion. And let's watch the original video on Fugitive, which we got from Carolyn 4. We're reacting to it now. So let's go ahead and watch that. And then, Scott, I'll let you just narrate real quick. I took your audio out. So go ahead and narrate for us.
Okay. Basically, like he said, in California, you can split lanes. See how fast the motorcycle's cut between those lanes right there. And he's coming up. You can see cars are stopping. You can see brake lights. But the motorcyclist, he decides he's just going to cruise around and he's going to make it. He's going to go around traffic. We've all been there, especially if you drive in California. And I could speak from the standpoint also is I'm a street bike rider. I have split lanes many times. It is nerve-wracking. It's not. If you take it serious, if you're a serious rider, it's nerve-wracking, and there's a lot of responsibility. And as far as I'm concerned, as the rider, it's my responsibility to make sure that lane is clear and to make sure that those cars know that I'm coming. And if you're going too fast, and I've been there where I'm splitting lanes and I have motorcycles coming up behind me, and I'm like they're going way faster. I'm not going to go that fast. I move into the lane, I let them by. And in one instance, I was on my way home from work, and this guy flew by me and ended up rear-ending a car. And then he got off his bike. He was okay, and he looked at me. He goes, man, did you see what that guy did? And I said, F you, you were riding like an idiot.
That's right. All right, let's break this down real quick. So the basic violation here is speeding, unsafe speed for conditions. It's the basic speed law in California. It's basically it's kind of the catch-all law, and basically it means let's read it here. Reasonable and prudent speed. This means driving a speed limit that's safe for the existing conditions. What are the conditions here, guys? What are we looking at here when we watch this video?
You see a lot of brake lights.
A lot of brake lights, right?
Down.
We're seeing all these cars going 5 miles per hour, maybe, brake lights on. Over here, you actually see the California Highway Patrol car with his full emergency lights on, okay? He is coming in to do a traffic break. Apparently, there was a rollover collision here. The motorcyclist is, he's going through traffic here. Look at him. He's going faster than everyone else, going right through, cutting right through, and he gets taken out by a patrol car. What is the patrol car doing? The patrol car is doing a traffic break, a round robin, some people call it. Basically, his full emergency lights are on. And what do you do, California drivers, when you see an emergency vehicle with his full emergency lights on?
You slow down or you move over.
Slow down, move over. We at least stop doing your normal driving. Pay attention to what's going on.
Right.
Now, our motorcyclists will probably say, and the motorcyclists out there defending this guy will probably say, oh, he didn't see it. And it's like, okay, fine, didn't see it. But did you see the other 20 cars around you, brake lights on? And then did you see that big gap between the cars? Right? Because shouldn't you know that maybe there's a reason why there's a gap there instead of just going into that gap at 25, 30 miles per hour?
So I'm going to tell you as a guy that splits lanes, when I'm coming up and I'm splitting lanes like that, and I'm trying to make eye contact and everybody's side view, rear view mirrors to see that they see me. And the one thing that if you're an experienced rider, you come up on, if you see that there's an open lane to your left like that, and you're splitting lanes on the left-hand side, you have to understand there may be a car in that lane on your right-hand side that decides that they want to move over. And if they do it real fast, they're not going to see you. So you really got to slow down where there's a break right there. There's a big break right there. And that motorcyclist didn't even slow down. He just went for it. So even if it was just a normal lane splitting, it was normal traffic, it could have been a car that decided, oh, I want to move over and get in that lane. It's
Right.
not that car's responsibility. It's you as a rider's responsibility to make sure that you're riding safe enough and that you're. But now, if you read the comments, and I'm telling you, thousands and thousands and thousands of comments, and I mean, people are ripping each other's throat over this. Go to our Instagram page, check out the comments. There's millions of views. There's a lot of comments. I mean, I see everything from, they said the CHP should be charged with attempted murder.
And you know what? A lot of these are, hold on real quick. A lot of these are bots. A lot of these are bots. And a lot of these are these motorcycle riders from all over the world. A lot of them have helmet profile pics and stuff. I'm looking at some of these guys. They just automatically are going to, they're out there for their crew, right?
A lot of people out there that are definitely saying, no, it was the rider's fault.
Yeah.
He was going too fast.
Luckily, he looks like he's up walking around, right? He got up and walking around afterwards like that.
Yeah.
So that's good. So a couple other things. Let's talk about just a couple other things real quick.
Go ahead.
Okay. So this happened southbound 280 over by Stanford University. You can see the linear accelerator if you're from the area right there. And this is on ramp right here. And then you can see that this is the same area. This is the ramp right here. You'll see that when you see the patrol car pass by on the first shot from that Tesla footage we see, definitely a Tesla. He's driving up this ramp here, and then he gets onto the freeway here, and up in this area there is a crash up ahead. So the officer starts doing the serpentine movements of back and forth, which is we know as a traffic break, right? And then he's shutting down the lanes. He's telling everyone with his lights on that, hey, you need to slow down. You need to stay behind me because of the movement he's doing back and forth, back and forth. That's what he's doing. And then that section here, right? Here we go. 21. I have to look it up. I'm an auto theft guy, so I can't remember this stuff off the top of my head. But 21806 pertains to yielding the right of way to emergency vehicles. We all know this. Scott, you and I got our driver's license in the 80s. Steve, you got yours back in the 50s. We all understand. we all understand this law that if you see lights and sirens or lights, emergency lights, blue lights, yellow lights, red lights, that's an emergency vehicle. Stop what you're normally doing. Pay attention. Okay. That's all people are asking you to do. So first of all, you see that and people don't know. A lot of people may not know that back and forth is telling you to slow down. Okay. See what this officer wants you to do. I was just in LA and I watched an officer do it. And he actually got on the loudspeaker to all of us and said, give me a minute. I want to get something out of the road. That just happened last week. So then, so that's yielding. That's 21806. And then the other one is 21706, which means you can't tailgate an emergency vehicle when its lights are on, right? I think it says 300 feet. And it's basically a guideline, stay out of their way. All right. Slow down, pay attention, follow directions of the emergency responder. Okay. And that's what you got to do. And in this case, let's say the guy didn't see it. Okay. I don't know. Is music on? Does his helmet have his helmet view blocked to one side? Do you not see the patrol car off to the side? The Tesla camera did, obviously. Did he, just not paying attention? Fine. But that gap for me, first of all, the speeding, that's an issue. That gap there that he drives into, there's a gap there. There. And he should realize, why is there a gap here?
Exactly.
Did his brake lights go on? I don't remember.
Did
his brakes go on prior to the car hitting him?
I do not see his brake lights come on, but let's watch it again.
Yeah.
But
so it's one of these things that, there's Eastside Tony. Hey, Tony, thank you. And let's see. Watch here if his brake lights go on here. And he's going to hit the gap right here.
No brake light. No.
Oh, there's his brake light. He saw it. He saw it as he came into that gap. He looks to his right and right into the officer's blind spot, and he sees, he tries to hit his brakes or something. Now, I initially saw this and say right away it's a speed issue, unsafe speed for conditions. We talked about 22,350. Some officers looked at it. I reached out to a lot of my friends who are still active CHP, a lot retired, and some of them were like, well, maybe obviously 22 350 unsafe speed, but also, the officer may get some pushback from his office about, well, could you maybe not gone in at such a hard angle? I don't know. There was all these things that came up, but most of the officers agree that it's going to be basic speed issue on the motorcycle. And the good thing is that the cop car has MVARS cameras and WMVARS, I think they call it now. They have this video system that captures everything. And then look, there's a Tesla that shot this video, but I want to show you guys something else. There's several Teslas in this group right here, and all of them are going to have video like this. So in this case, the driver might have pulled over, and actually, there's a Tesla. There's another Tesla up here. That's a Tesla. The other Tesla. There's two right there. They're also going to have video of all this. So a lot going on. But you guys got a big response out of this on Instagram, and it was huge. And the motorcycle stuff triggers a lot of people.
Well, yeah. I mean, nobody wants accidents to happen. Like I said, I mean, from somebody who's done lane splitting, it can be nerve-wracking. And from somebody who drives in California and you're just cruising along, stuck in traffic, and you're going, all of a sudden somebody comes ripping by you doing 40, 50 miles an hour when you're dead stop. You don't expect that.
Right.
You just don't expect it. And it will wake you. It's like, whoa, what was that? And the guy just zipping between the cars. And that was the other thing too, Mark. I think I had asked you this, and I had, I used to commute on my bike to go to work, and I didn't even know. Like I was always under the impression that if traffic was doing 15 miles an hour or less, I was allowed to split lanes. But that was just the rule of thumb of something that somebody told me, so I just always stuck with that. If traffic's moving at 25, 30 miles an hour, I'm not going to split lanes because there's too much of a chance of somebody changing lanes into me.
It's really meant for very stop and go traffic to be unsafely. The state of California allows motorcycles to split lanes. The Highway Patrol actually administrates that. They're the ones that kind of, set the guidelines for it and administrate these issues. But you're taking a risk, and someone could lane change you, even splitting a lane, and maybe could be at fault. But generally, you are taking the risk of being at fault as a motorcycle when you split lanes, because if I got my music up and I don't see you coming and I put my turn signal on, now technically I'm supposed to look back, and I hit you. But maybe what if you're right in my blind spot when that happened? I don't know. So each case is gonna be a case by case, and
can I throw my 2 cents in on this?
Okay, sure, go ahead.
I want to piss off everybody here.
Okay.
But
Steve Ferdine at fugitive.com. Go ahead.
In my humble opinion, lane splitting should not be legal to start with. And as I see this video, I see that motorcycle as he's clearing the traffic, and that highway patrol car is on the far right lane, and he's doing his serpentine motion there, and he moves over to the left, and he sideswipes the motorcycle. He wasn't anywhere near the lane that the motorcycle was in. He was way over to the right. He was on the far right lane. And again, I after I saw this, I could not find anything in the vehicle code. I went on the internet, and I spent quite a bit of time trying to find round robin or traffic break, this serpentine maneuver codified in the vehicle code. I could not find anything. Right. That makes that maneuver a legal maneuver in the vehicle code, and I think it really hangs the officer out to liability wise. That you and I, we know what that traffic break means, but if it's not in the vehicle code, you're really hanging that officer out. And it should be in the vehicle code, and then it should also be in the study manual for people when they get their driver's license.
Yeah, well, I can what I'll tell you is that what is in the vehicle code is 21806, where you as a driver must yield to in a vehicle with emergency lights
I
on.
understand.
So
I'm not.
that's where it is.
that.
I'm telling you,
not
there is
disputing
nothing
that.
about. No,
I'm talking about the maneuver that the officers make.
It's not in the vehicle code because you don't need to have it in the vehicle code because you have 21806, right?
If you're making an inherently dangerous maneuver, it should be. It's just like there is the vehicle code authorizes you to go code 3, and it tells you, under what circumstances you code 3. And it protects the officer because he's going code 3, and it protects him or her.
Well, again, the way the highway patrol will tell you is that the vehicle code is 21806. You need to yield to emergency vehicles. You need to slow down. You need to say it's not normal. So when I would do these things,
he was not failing to yield to that emergency vehicle was on the far right lane and swerved over 3 lanes and sideswiped
that's not the violation, by the way. The violation is 22350, unsafe speed for conditions. The bike was going too fast to be able to react based on the traffic conditions. He went into an open gap where the cop car was controlling.
He was in his own lane, minding his own business.
What lane was he in? What lane was he in? He was not in his own lane. He was
sharing a lane.
He is in this guy's lane.
But at the point that he passed the last car, that lane is all his.
No, it's not. It is not. It is that car's lane. It is.
Once he passed the car,
it's that car's lane.
He's the only vehicle in the lane.
The 2 cars that control the lanes are the ones that the number 1 lane. The Ford car controls that lane. That's his lane. The number 2 lane, it's that car's lane. The motorcycle is splitting. He doesn't control either of the lanes.
But once he passed the last car, he's the only vehicle in the lane.
He's not. He went into an open gap where he should have known better, going too fast.
I understand that.
Okay, well there it is. It's simple.
But once he passed the last car, isn't he's the only vehicle in the lane?
Still going too fast for conditions.
He's not splitting the lane anymore.
Even if he did swing over control of the lane, he's still going too fast for conditions at that point.
Man, you guys sound just like all the people that in the comment section, man. Back and forth, arguing the same points, back and forth. I mean, the bottom line is, I'm wondering in the end how this whole thing works out.
Okay,
I mean,
I have a solution.
All could be avoided if lane splitting wasn't what was illegal in California.
Don't you try to take our way out.
Hey, look, and Rewired says this is why motorcycle classes should be required even after 1 year of age. Okay. I ride motorcycles. It's the biker's fault. Eastside Tony, be careful. They'll come after you. All right. So, real quick. Hey, look, and I don't really follow. I haven't ridden motorcycles on the street since I was 21. So, it's not my thing. It's not something I get a lot of stuff in my advertising directed to me at. Do any of these Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe motorcycle attorney, fighting ticket attorneys, do they educate people in their ads about this? I mean, you could do a whole campaign, right? As a law firm, educate. There goes that train. Educating people about traffic breaks and round robins and splitting lanes, and then this is brought to you by Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe motorcycle attorneys, whatever, right? So, you could get some retired, good-looking chippy. There's a couple of them out there. Maybe some guy that lives up in, some guy's retired to Idaho, and now he can be go there and talk about these laws, and they can then, educate people, right? And then someone's paying for that, the law firm, and then maybe get some business that way. There's going to be attorneys that are going to take this up. There's going to be attorneys out there that are going to help you fight these type of tickets when an officer cites you for 22,350 or 21,806 or 21,706, whatever. I have to look down and really look at those codes again, right? But that's a great opportunity for some law firm to take that over and use these little clips. And maybe they're doing it because I don't ride motorcycles. Does that happen? Anybody know?
I don't know, but we all know there's a lot of
I hope
ambulance chasing lawyers out there.
So
I
any
hope
ambulance
the,
chasing lawyers, come call FugitiveWatch so we can run your ads.
Yeah, I hope the motorcyclist is not seriously injured, and I hope the officer
Yeah.
doesn't get dinged by by the administration.
And to some of you retired chippies, man, those motorcycle guys, you guys love the way you look and stuff like that. You know, come on, find an attorney. Maybe you can be the spokesperson for these guys and help people, educate people, right?
All right.
Save a life.
All right.
Let's keep going. Let's go. Hey, people should know, just like they should know how to handle roundabouts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate those things.
No, the roundabouts are great. It's the ones where they put that turbo lane in the middle.
Turbo lane.
You're talking about 25 at 156. You know, I talked to the public affairs officer the other day at the Hollister Gilroy CHP. Do you know, I didn't know this. That's just a temporary thing. I didn't know that. Did you know that?
The whole thing?
The whole thing's temporary. That's unless he was BSing me. Apparently, they're going to do a whole full flyover, and that's just a temporary fix right now. It was meant to be a 10-year temporary fix until they do a flyover.
Oh, that flyover is long overdue, way overdue.
Right.
In California, that's a 30-year fix.
No.
Yeah, look at the hill extension.
How
over here
long did the 680 101 overpass there? How long was that thing a monument?
Rewired says 21 years of age, required motorcycle classes. Shout out to Russ Pacheco. Okay. So yeah, if you're a motorcycle person, get in touch with Scott and Steve. Surely come up with a campaign. I know some retired chippies that would love to talk about this stuff. They love to talk about all sorts of things. So
they always think they know everything.
Exactly. It's our domain, man. We live on the freeway. You know, the other thing too, you got to remember, cops, road cops, patrol officers, highway patrol officers, they do thousands of hours of driving. So the chances they're going to get involved in something, be it them at fault or someone else's fault, is pretty high. I mean, every night on graveyards in San Jose, we were easily putting 200 to 250 miles on our vehicles on an 8-hour shift, going from Summit down to Blossom Hill, down to the east side and back and forth, 3 or 4 times depending on what's going on around the county. So you got a lot of road miles, and if you're a patrol officer, the same thing, on a beat or something like that. So cops are going to get in accidents. Things are going to happen, and a lot going on out there.